let's go out and row.
Let's go, KZ. Give me some, baby. Close out time. All right, guys, I'm going to close the meeting out. I got my iPad out here because I'm feeling technologically advanced today. And so if you want to grab something to take some notes with, before I fire you up and juice you up, I need to give you some substance first because motivation is short-lived, but when you actually develop the skills, it'll take you further than motivation ever could. So it's awesome to be motivated. It's awesome to get fired up, but without, somebody who's equipped with the right stuff, you're just going to be a motivated moron. Okay? And so before we motivate ourselves up, let's get ourselves equipped with the skill set. So I'm going to go over 5 keys to success. And what I want you to know about this is that results may vary. The 5 keys to results. The key to that, results may vary. You ever seen an ad on TV where it says results may vary? Mm-hmm. Okay. Has anybody ever in here cooked anything before? Like cooked up a dish of anything before? Mm-hmm. Okay. If you haven't, I'm going to put a plug in for Tony Moore. Her crawfish cornbread is retarded good. Okay. And she is what I would call, based off that dish, a level 10 out of 10 chef. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna teach you something right now. So I need your ears open so that you can receive the message, so that it can impact your life for the better. Okay, what Tony probably doesn't need whenever she's cooking her crawfish cornbread is the instructions. Okay, she's cooked it so many times, she's done it so well for so long that she can just pull the ingredients out, a dash of this, a pinch of that, a cup and a half of this, and all of a sudden it's just phenomenal. Okay? But if she were to try to transfer that to me and taught me how to cook, I would be doing like 2 dashes of this. I don't really like that, so I'm not going to put it in there. I'm going to kind of do this. She baked it for 30 minutes. I'm doing mine for 25 because I don't like mine as crunchy. Well, whenever you change small things, but you change everything, it turns into one big mess. Okay? So results may vary based on what you implement that you were taught. And I want to make that point really clear. Just because there's certain things in the phone script that you don't love, just because there's certain things in the presentation that don't make sense to you, just because there's certain things that if you were to have it your way, it might be different. We ain't Burger King. Okay? This is the right way. This is why the agency's going to do $400,000 this month. And it's because it's the right way to do the business. So results are going to vary based off of what you implement. Another thing I wanted to cover, so does everybody got the first one, is that results just might vary based on how well you implement and use the ingredients given. Come on.
I don't want to hear this ever again. I never want to hear this ever again. And that's the phrase that it didn't work for me. There's a difference between it didn't work for me and I didn't work for it.
Come on. Come on.
Huge difference. I've heard people say, yeah, I just wasn't cut out for it. You just weren't cut out for it. What, life? Explain to me what you just weren't cut out for. Okay? You weren't comfortable with sales? Get comfortable with sales. It's where all the top performers, money makers in the world are in sales, guys. I don't care if it's ALP, life insurance, pharmaceuticals, don't matter what it is. The highest paid people in the world sell something. It might be a product, we sell a product. It might be a service, attorneys sell their service. A doctor sells his service. Did you guys know that some doctors make more money than other doctors? Mm-hmm. Did you guys know that? Some attorneys make more than other attorneys. It's because they're selling their service and themselves better than the next knucklehead next to them.
Come on.
So get comfortable with stuff that you're not comfortable with. Okay? We hear this type A personality, type B personality. Develop both. Develop both. I'm not inherently an outgoing person. I don't like to be in front of a room of people. I don't like being with the lights on me. It makes me a little uncomfortable, a little bit nervous. But I like that more than being broke.
Come on.
That's the difference.
Come on.
That I'm not afraid to put myself in awkward situations if the right paycheck is attached to it.
Right. That's right.
It didn't work for me versus I didn't work for it. Okay?
when you put in half-ass effort, you get less than half-ass results, okay? Now, maybe if you're under the age of 18 years old, you can put in half effort and get half results. When we become adults, you put in half effort, you get evicted. That's just how it works in life, okay? I want to talk about another thing. Okay. There's certain types of people. Some lift on people, and they come over, I would call a lifter like Tony Moore. Tony will lift you up. She doesn't really care, even though she does. What I should say is it's not going to affect the way she treats you, whether you're having a good day, a bad day, or somewhere in the middle. She's just Tony. And Tony just lifts people up. There's also people in this world called leaners. And leaners lean on people. And what they do is they look for any open ear to come in and tell them why the world is effing them this week. Okay? Well, here's the thing that you got to know about winners versus losers. Is winners get effed the same amount. Y'all know what I mean when I say effed? Yeah. Okay. Winners get effed the same amount as losers do, but losers let it beat them, and winners make it motivate them. So you cannot be an energy vampire. One of the 5 keys to success is eliminate an energy vampire out of your life and check yourself to make sure that you're not being an energy vampire to other people.
Say that again.
Eliminate energy vampires out of your life and check yourself to make sure that you're not draining energy from another person. When you go from who you are to who you want to be to who God made you to be, you're going to lose people along the way in your life. People are going to say stuff like this. Wow, you've changed a lot. Wow, you're different now. Wow, you're not the same person I used to know. Wow, this, wow, that. Well, thank God for that. Right? Don't come at me sideways if you haven't grown and developed and I did, and now you're noticing the difference. And that's what people don't get all the time, is when they start hitting the next levels of who they want to be, they start letting other people who have a limited mind belief tell them that they're changing to try to suck them back down to where they're comfortable. You got to give up to go up. You got to give some stuff up. You got to give some people up. You got to give some habits up. You got to replace them with some good things. If you want to go up here, it ain't gonna come from the same down here that we've been doing. It's going to require more. I kept on waiting until somebody like rang a golden bell and they're like, hey man, you made it and now there's no more adversity in life. Guess what your reward is from passing the challenge you're in today? A new challenge. Here's the difference. You got more skills. Resistance or adversity is the key to development. You've heard from a lot of people before this. Don't wish your problems were smaller, wish you were stronger. Okay? The world is full of people who will give you a million reasons why they didn't get it done and no reasons why they did. Don't be one of those people. The world has enough. We don't need to be part of that group, right? The reason I get pumped up about coming to work with you guys is because I would say over 80% of the people that we choose to work with have this mentality, right? It's really cool that all these people in this room are winners or they're losers in winners' clothes, and we just hadn't figured out yet, right? Because a lot of people, like in the interviewing process, they won't say, hey, I'm a little lazy, I'm a little unmotivated, most of the time I run a little bit late, don't follow through with things that I'm supposed to do. Like, people say what they want to say to get a job, okay? And then somewhere between 10 minutes after the interview and about 2 years in that game plan, we find